Hi everyone, welcome to episode 9 of Dismas the Pilgrim Puzzle Pilgrim. Today we're going to be working through the normal daily puzzles that we do on New York Times, Netflix, and chess.com, as well as continuing to try out the ones on Telegram. I guess we should get right into it. We'll start with Starstruck, as it's favourites. As always, we do not track the victories on the easy, as I use it for a warm-up. The rules for Starstruck are we need to fit a single star in each row, column, and coloured region. Stars cannot touch. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we have a couple of interesting shapes that stop the usual easy tactics we have to start with, but I've got a couple of bits to work with. So, firstly, over here, in these two rows, these two regions are fully encompassed in it, so we can take those out. We could have also got there with the top two rows being taken up entirely by these colours. We also have this corner here where all of them are touching this. What else have we got? These are two columns here. And these far right columns, brown and blue are the only colours in them, so we can take out brown and blue, the rest of it. Or the rest of the brown and blue, I should say. Okay, what else have we got? A bit, if we split this down the middle, we have in these four columns, these four sections that are fully encompassed in it, so the stars have to be in those. So we can exclude all the other colours in those columns. That gives us a couple of shapes. It's this small L, would on its own exclude from here, here. I'm glad you two are out having fun. This gives us that star and that star. So the yellow, blue. So that would exclude from there and there. The orange, green, brown. It's a nice little warm-up. No like real gimmies there. You have to know your shapes properly, which is a bit more than you usually get out of an easy. So we'll see what the hard is like. Oh, it looks like we've got a new puzzle on Netflix to check out. Thanks very much for lurking. You didn't have to. Yeah, there's a new Netflix puzzle, so I might try that in a bit. But firstly, it's not letting me use the Starstruck. Let's refresh the page. Okay, that was odd. Okay, so we've got a couple of shapes to work with at the beginning, like these. From here and here and here and here. So switch tab, it needs refreshing settings are. Okay, so in these bottom two rows, orange, grey are fully connected, so we can use it here. And also here and here, in this orange, well, this orange is an entire row, so you can exclude from all of that. Anything else? Okay, so this orange and this red are fully encompassed in these two columns. Everything else in these columns can be excluded, and that actually gives us this one at the bottom corner. In this column, brown is fully encompassed, so we can actually exclude everything else there, which turns grey into 2. Both of them are touching here, so we can exclude that. Yeah, this coloured region here, these two are touching this yellow square and also looking at this one. Okay, so now I just need to see if there's anywhere else that we have regions that are fully encompassed. I prefer using the narrowing stuff down. So red and blue are fully in these two rows, so we can this section here. This turns yellow into a straight line, so we can move from there. Also turns brown into just a line of 2, so we can exclude from there. Don't know how helpful it's going to be, but with the shape of green and a T, that actually excludes from here. So all 3 of these are touching it, and the other 2 see it directly. What else? So looking for places where we'll have stuff fully included so that we can carry on making exclusions. Okay, so just spotted in these 3 rows we have fully captured these ones, which means it can't be in this part of the purple. But also, thanks to these 2, we can't have those greens. Very close, I'm sure. Maybe let's try a look ahead. So, with a look ahead, we say, what if a star is in a given cell, and we follow the logic down. So, for example, if we put a star here, it excludes from here and here. Making a star here. Excluded from here and here. It's this one. Excluding that. Give us the 2. Exclude from there. Be it. 2, 3, 4. Be fully included there, giving us the star here, 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 and stop us from having anything in grey at all. Wipe out these, and this one, and both of these look in here, so it can't be that. We are coming up on an ad break, so I will pause the puzzle so that no one misses anything. I'll wipe off the attempted solve, and we'll get back to it after these short messages from Twitch. We're in the middle of the hard Starstruck on Netflix for today. And this is where we go. So at the moment, I'm trying to find areas that are fully encompassed so that we can start making more exclusion. From the looks of it, I'm out. Yeah, it looks like I've run out. So the way that we're going to do this is by using look aheads, which is where thank you. That's a look ahead is where I'll pick. I'll pick a region to have star in, actually, and solve ahead to try figure out what I have missed. Okay, so that seems to cover. Thing actually does solve down. I can't see any violations. The stars are in the same columns or rows, and I'm touch it. So I found it. Now, there must have been another leap of logic that would have got me there a little more directly, but unfortunately I seem to miss it. If you follow a guy who releases these sorts of solves on YouTube and Facebook Reels, his name is Ransk, and he's usually a lot better at getting to the loops of logic than I am. So now that we've got the Starstruck solved for the day, we'll move into Sudoku. The basic rules for Sudoku are we need to include the numbers 1 through 9 in each row, column, and 3x3 box, with no repeats in each area. In the easy difficulty, I do my best not to use any note paper at all. It's get into it. Okay, so first thing I like to do is work through the numbers a little sequentially and see if I've got much in the way of gimmies, which is where just using the basic rules you can solve down the numbers. I like to click on the boxes because sometimes I just cannot see like the lines. I'm making a little bit of progress. The trouble with trying to solve it like this when I don't use any notes is it does take just a little bit longer. We've got quite a few where they are falling into place. Okay, so these two make this 6. This one and this one. This one. And then we're left with a few where we're going to need a bit more to be able to solve it. Okay, so this here leaves that one. These two combined gives this one. Combined with that one, because it's bottom corner. And then this one, this one, look in here to give us that. That one, the last one is this. And then we're left with some doubles that will be solving down later. These two 8s give us this one. These two give us here. These 3 gives that one. And that one, this bottom one puts the 8 there. That 8 looks across the middle to us the 8 in that box. And this final 8. And there, the 9s. Across here we get that one. Combined gives us that top right box. The 2 across the bottom gives us the middle boxes, and that gives us the final 9. The 1s here and here solve this box, which solves this box, and combined with the other one across the bottom gives us this final one on the bottom and in the middle. 3s, so across the middle we end up getting here. Going down, we get this one, and there, 4, here, that's the only, here is the only place that you can have it for, because they have to be across the bottom here, can't be there, this one, you also get this one here, back for these two, 5, boxes, and this 5 goes here. Then 6, I think 6s in these boxes, 6 goes there, 7 and 7, and then the last empty boxes are 4s. Okay, so that easy Sudoku wasn't too bad, even without note paper. Okay, so now we'll move on to the medium, where I do start using notations. But I'll still start by going through seeing if there's any easy solves that we can just get some for free. Spotting anything with the 1s and 2s so far. Okay, with the 4s. These 2 and this one gives this 4. Oh. Across the side, these 2, this one goes there. And I'm not spotting any more easy 4s. We've got no easy 5s. sixes we have here. That's an easy one. Sevens, we've got to get there. And across the bottom, also get there. It's quite a large spread, so there's no more easy sevens to solve. Eights. Again, not spotting. Quick, easy seven, eights. Nor am I spotting any of the nines. So now we'll move on to making notes, box by box. Spot a row or column. That's nearly done. It's also part of this box, so I'm going to start there. So we've already got the 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 have to be there. 6s also have to be there. It's quite useful because that makes this a 5-6 pair. With it being a 5-6 pair, we know that no other numbers can be in there. We want it sevens. It's not having much excluded from sevens. We still know that it's only there because it's eights. Simple story. And 9. Okay, 9s go in with 3 remaining. That's still useful. It gives us a little to work with the rows along the top. Let's carry on with this whole column though. So, 2s in it. They will have to be there. 3s similarly also have to be there, which gives us a 2-3 pair. 4, 5, 6, 7. Only place for the sevens here and here. And with the 9s, fortunately, we don't know that it's what do we? Okay, so we do actually know that that is a 2-3 pair. So with the 9s, we don't bother putting them in here because it has to be 2-3, which gives us a 7-9 here. That does give us a 7-9 pair along the row. So we're going to make notes for the rest of the central box, knowing that the 7-9 is likely to be a pair. So we've got 7-9. Oh, we have the 7 there. So it's just across it. 1s. 2. Okay, I've already got 3s from Logic to use it earlier. 4, 5, 6. 7s have to be there. 8s. Fortunately, we have a lot of space the 8s can be in. And then the 9s. Again, a lot of space that they can be in. Now, our big saving grace there is that we know that this is a 7-9 pair of the column, which will hopefully help us later. So we'll do the bottom box now. That's 1s here. 2s and 3s, we've already got in pairs there. We've got the 4, 5s, here, 6s. Fortunately, can't take up a lot of space here. 7, 8, and 9. So we're not able to get any pairs in the rest of the box at the moment. But the moment we solve one of those numbers across the column, we might be able to make it. I want to have a look at this right box now. We'll have a lot of room for the 1s. not so much for the 2s, which does actually give us a bit to go off on the 2s over here later. Threes. Unfortunately, we've not got anything to solve down the 3s. Yes, we do, because I've just spotted that thanks to that 7 that we filled in earlier, 3 has to go there, which actually means this is our only spot for 3s. We already have the 4. I'm not seeing anything that makes the 5s easier, unfortunately. Excuse me. And neither do we have anything with the 6s. Okay, so then we'll do the bottom left box. We already have the 1. We noted the 2s. We have 3. 4s have to be in these top corners. 5s. The 5s will have to be there, so they can only be down this column. 6s have to be here. We have the 7 and 8. And the 9s have to be in the bottom here. So again, it doesn't look like we have any pairs, but it does look like they'll all interact quite nicely and solve down quite quickly once we've got a few more numbers. Let's have a look at this middle one. The 1 has to be along this column, which also tells us ready for the next one. So the 1 has to be there. The 2s have to be along here. 3 and 4 be along the bottom. 5s we've already got. 6s we've already got. 7 we've already got. 8. Scanning to see if we've got anything that leads into help us a bit more. Not. Then for the 9s, I think they go. I don't think there's any restrictions on the 9. Unfortunate. Look at this box over here. We've not got a lot to go off with the 1s. We already have the 2, the 3. Actually, looking ahead a little, I can see something with the 3s. So, using these top 2, we know that the 3s have to be here. But, thanks to these notes here, it can't be there. Gives us this 3. When we use it, that one means our 3 is going to be here. We have the 4. We have the 6 and 7. 8 comes through here. Like that. 9. Here. Again, we don't have any nice, comfortable pairs to help us solve it down, but it does look like another formation like this bottom one where things will start to make sense quite quickly after a small leap of logic. We'll do the top right now. Here, 2s, thanks to that 3 actually, we have solved 2, which gives us the 2 down here, which doesn't actually solve down anything else quite yet. We have the 4, 5s, don't have a lot to exclude the 5s. We have this one and these 2 here, which means the 5s have to be along that row. We have the 6 and 7, the 8s, we've got this one and these 2 here looking up. So the 8 has to be here and here, because we also have these 2 looking across. And then with the 9, We don't have any additional row exclusions. We only have these columns up here, so the 9 can be like that. So I might have missed something, because I've got a pair of 5s here. That doesn't seem like it's possible. So, can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them can be 5, 6. Ah, that's what it is. I didn't solve the 7s. 7 goes there, which gives us this 5. Okay, so I'm spotting that this is now a 1-8 pair in this box. So if we go back and remove all the 1s and 8s from the other boxes, again, unfortunately, that doesn't solve down to any more pairs, but it's looking good for later. This one's already done, so the last box to make notes in is this top left one. So it looks like I've already made some notes for 1. Now with 2 we are left with just, let's go back to the 2's there. 3, 4. Not much excluded for the 4s apart from the rows. We already have 5, the 6s. 6s we can actually solve using notes. So the 6 up here excludes this whole column. These noted 6s exclude this whole column, and these noted 6s exclude this square here, leaving us with just that one for the 6. 7s or 7s exclude everything apart from this one. Actually leaves just that space for the 2. Just that space for the 1. The 8s will be in these corners, and I don't think there's anything excluding the 9s at all. Okay, so it looks like we've got some solves coming down here. It's a 1-5 pair, which means this has to be the 6 and this has to be the 3. It's an 8-9 pair, so that has to be the 1. There's the 8 there, 9 there, 4 there. The 8 there, 2, 4. So yeah, this one looks like it's just a matter of going through and finishing up thanks to the notes. Yeah. You can't blame cocktails for taking ages. Like, if you ask for fancy drinks, you gotta be willing to wait for them. Oh, that was a 1. 9, 9, 8, 8, and the last one here is a 9. Like, either like you're not paying much attention and typing too fast, or you've already had enough cocktails because you're missing quite a few letters. So now we're up to the hard difficulty of today's Stuku. Yes. We're only 5 minutes out from an ad, so I think I'm going to trigger them just a touch early so that we don't have to interrupt the hard one. So with that, we'll be back shortly. hard. Sudoku. But again, I'm going to start by seeing if we've got any gimmies, although they are less common in the hospital. Let's see. So we already have quite a few of the twos. But it is looking like we're not getting much gimmies from them. I think we have 4 here. That's all the gimmies for the 4s. Nothing. Let's see quickly with the 5s. 6s we got here. And here. Seven. Not seeing anything that I can do quickly. Nothing quick with the 8s either, and definitely nothing quick with the 9s. So now we start moving on to the 9s. Let's look at the boxes with the most in. So we'll start up here. We already have the 1. Gives us this one gives us the 2s here, which actually solves 2 there. Sticking with this box, did most of it. No worries, have fun. 4 and 5 end up here. This is not a 3-5 pair, although it looks like it could be because we also have the 3s up here. So we've got 6 there. Nothing with the 7s, and thanks to this, it actually looks like we're not getting any pairs in this box. But actually, I was wrong. Okay, so we've got 2 8 pairs here, because quick over here, you can see that just the 2 and the 8 appear in these top 2, so we can remove the 7, 3 in both. And that actually gives us the 7 there. 5-3 pair would be useful. Let's have a look at the 3s. Yeah, so using this 3, the 5-3 pair, which looks across here, and this 3, which looks up. Get that one, sorry, middle one. So you can see how I've got this one. So thanks to this 3 and this 3, you know that they're here, here, now this column, and here, you get that 3. It's meant to be full size one. Nothing else I can get 3 with. Okay, yes there is. It's not quite 3 though. So no. In this box, put all the 3s here, and then, like, because we can't put any of them across the middle, this one. Then across the bottom, you can notice that the 3s are here. Now, if you click on any random 3, you'll notice the only place the 3 can be in this column is right here. There's the 3 and that 5. Okay. So I'm gonna count the bottom now. We've got 1s in most of it. We've got 2, I've got 3s. 4 is given, 5 has to be in this section here, 6, 7. Looking to see if we can get anything else strange, like the last one. Unfortunately not, which means that the 7 can go in all the available corners of this section. The 8, unfortunately, also has a lot of ground that it can cover, as does the 9. Yeah, So we don't have any nice pairs there, and nothing left on its own. We'll do the middle box. Gives us 2, 3, 4, 5s. Yeah, you can see ahead. One I'm spotting ahead, but okay, so this 5 gives us 5s here. These two combined gives 5s here, and this 5 looks over forces this to be a 5, which makes this a 5, which then makes this the 5, and leaves us with 5s like this. 3, I don't know why it's ended up. Okay, so got the 5, let's have a look at the 6. These ones, not doing any interesting look aheads for it at the moment. 7, get the sides like this, so we have the 8 and 9, we get all along this side. This box is a little messier than I wanted, but I've got a few bits here. Okay, so looking back at the bottom, we now know where the 8 is, because we have this 1-9 pair, which means this can't be the 9, which means this can't be the 1, so it has to be the 8. Turning red, that means I have done something wrong. Have another look through, see what I've missed with the notes. So, yeah, copy the 2, right, excluded the 3 from that next. No, okay, so this one has to be the 3. The 3, there we go. 4, 5, 6. And may have excluded the 7 from there, surely. And just have been a miskey. So that's 7, 8. And the 9s. Okay, so we know that this one can't be 8. That still leaves us with a 1-9 pair, so we can remove the 1 from here, which leaves us with a 7, 8 pair. The pairs don't match anything in the rest of the boxes, so we can't actually pair down any further. Okay, let's have a look at this bottom right box. Up over here, so the 1s, gives us the corners. We already have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we don't actually have any exclusions for 7, so it could be in the empty boxes. 8, okay, that does actually give us something interesting that I'll have to remember to follow up with. 9s can go in order. Okay, so with the 8s, with them being contained with this row, this one cannot be an 8, which gives us the 8 here, and this 7. Before trying to move on to do anything else fancy, I'll do this bottom left box. We've already got 1 through 5. 6s have to be here. 7s are in all corners of this box. The 8s are on the bottom. And 9 will be in it. We haven't got enough 9s to start making exclusions. Okay, so we'll get spotted because we've got this 2 there up here. So that 8. It gives us a 2-6 pair here, which doesn't actually do anything for us. Okay, so this one, I've just spotted something else a little lot more long-winded. So we know that the 1s have to be here, because of this. And then using them to look across here, and this one, which is here. Which gives us this one. Again, full size one. the way that the remaining ones are spread, we can't just quickly solve them, but we do have this box here, which is the last one for a column, for a row. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that has to be 8. Again, need to remember to switch between the different input modes. Right, let's have another look at this top right box. I'm not seeing anything that is solved down to a single number yet. Oh, we've got some leftover singles from when we've looked at other stuff, but that doesn't quite count. So, right, you have the ones having to be up here. We have 2 through 6, so 7s. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to exclude. Yes we do. So the 7s have to be in this column. It's a 7 here. We have the 8. And we don't have anything to go off with the 9 here. Okay, top left box. We already have 1 through 5. 6s are going to have to be here. 7s here, 8, and again 9s. No inclusions yet. Okay, we'll do this box here. We've already got 1 through 3. 4s now have to be here. 5s I've already got the notes for. 6s. We don't have much to exclude 6s from this box. We have 7. Don't have much to exclude the 8s, but now we are left with a box that has nothing in it, and the only number we're looking for is 9. Which actually gives us a number. Again, it's not created any pairs for us to have an easy solve. We'll look at this last box before I start really having to scan. 2s have to go here. We have 3s. 4s go. Okay, before I put that in there, that is that actually a 5. Yes, that is a 5-3 pair, which means the only place the 4 can go is here. Already have the 6. 7s, no, the 7s can't go here, so they will have to go along there. 8s. Okay, I'm already seeing something's going to happen here. So we've already got the 8s there, and then the 9s are going to have to go here. Which gives us this 7. It's 3. 3. Very careful which keys I'm pressing blind here. So I think we might actually start to solve down this one now. Yes, I think we are, because here we've got an 8-6 pair, which makes this a 5. Oh, I thought I had it. Is there something else I'm missing? So I'll click through numbers just so I can see patterns that I might have missed. That's the 1s, yeah. 2s there near each other. I already have all the 3, 4, 5. Nothing clever, I can quickly see what the 6 is. Clever, I can see what the 7s. The 8s. All the 9s. Okay. So now I need to start scanning boxes properly. Okay, I did miss something. Up here at the top, we've got a 1 iron pair, which makes this the second. This is this 7, 6, 9. Yeah, there it is. That was the last double I needed to spot, I think, because it's all going away quite nicely now. And we get this last one up here, which is a 9. Okay, I like that one. I think that's one of the easier hard Sudokus that I've had to face on the channel so far. I'm very happy with that. Before we go away, I think we will have an actual look at what this bonus puzzle is. Combo. Combine words into phrases that flow together. Each word connects to the next one. The puzzle's title connects to the first and last words in the chain. Emojis in the puzzle represent complete words. Letters turn green when they're in the right place. Yellow if they're in the wrong spot. Grey if they're not in the word. Can use it. So let's have a look at the bar. Okay. Player tutorial. Let's get straight into it. Spa. Spa package. Something. I was thinking parking to start with. Package deal. Deal something. Deal out? Yeah, as in to deal you out for like. Oh. So, and then it went into outlaw, law, scan. Ah, law, school. School day. It's not a bad little puzzle. I think whilst I'm on the Netflix page, I'll do the crossover. Just because there's a couple of these dailies that I quite like. Even though we don't track them, they do feature as semi-regular bonuses. So the crossover, it's like a mini crossword if you already have all of the letters in there. Like the last one, we also have emojis counting as extra, if not full words. Okay, so to give the house a new roof, 2 words. Gonna delete that one. Like the name Daisy for a florist. Daisy. Okay. Great reason for a party abbreviation. Is that gonna be? Yeah. There it is. I can see the B. I knew it was gonna be B-Day. Short for birthday. Kiss in Spain. Flattered excessively 2 words. Butter. Right, butter up. So buttered up. There we go. Go it alone. 2 words. Fly solo. Like some earrings and ties. Hamlet. Actor Mescal. I could. The only word I could see that would work there. what this clue contains. It's a typo because the H and the I are around. And this is an add-on. This is clip-on. Okay. A quick look at the key smash. So for some reason, the Netflix pages are needing fully refreshing every time we click a link to a new one. So here we are given words with all of the vowels missing and a clue so that we know what it is we should be typing to fill in blanks. Skater might scrape one if they aren't wearing pads. I'm going to say knee, yeah. Cardigans, beanies, and etc. I should know this one. My partner makes some herself. It's knitwear. Rolling in dough in a way as to do with baking. It's going to be kneading. No? Ooh. Go back on. Reason to call someone Sir. Knighted. Oh, knight. Could. Imperfection in a wooden time. Not whole. So the big theme here is KN. So it's definitely that. Rolling in dough. So yeah, my immediate thought is like kneading dough. I'm gonna go onto another tab and see if I've spelled it wrong. Yes, I have. I did need a spell check. Feel a little bad for that one. But here we go. That's EA, not double E. But I needed to use a hint, not quite a hint, but Google to check the spelling there. But wasn't too bad. Is there another one that I want to cover today? Now let's try the Waywards. It's usually fun. So this is a word search where you have to find a path from a start and end point just by finding word searches on theme with the title. There are going to be words that are not on the theme. From that we will get a hint for a letter that is on the path. Okay, so the first one, you can see it straight away, it's pug. We've got poodle. Corgi. Oof, this one's a hard one to see. So, thanks to the emojis, man and she, so it's man, chef. Zoo. And we've got Chihuahua there. Last one is Beagle. That was a nice little one. Usually I end up getting more hint ones, but that was quite nice. I think I'm going to skip the Bonza for today, but we will move over onto the Wordle. Okay, I'm going to start with word here. It's a lot of the common letters. So we've already got the S straight away. And it's telling us that there is an A in. Now I can't use the letters T, E, or L. So S. We could try stars. Oh, I'm glad you finally made it out. It sounds like you've had a hellish week already. Okay, so we know there's not a double S at least. Shouldn't have gone with stars because I'd already used the T, but we have placed the A, so look something like this. But they feed you as well, wow. Okay, so I also can't get smart or small because we've already used the L. Didn't think that was how it was going to be spelled, but it was. Bait. Unfortunately not, because I have just got a P in there, but it's in the wrong place. So at the moment we have this with the P either here or here. We've already used the E a couple of times, so I know I shouldn't have done it there. So I know I can't get shape because we've already used the E. So I've already tried a double S on the end. But what I could try is soapy. No. Okay, so we now know that this is the layout. We just need to replace those X's. I've already used up the T. But I think you're onto something. Scamp. No. No. I know. I'm thinking too hard on on a hard A. It's gonna be swamp. Ooh, that was close. I appreciate your help trying to get me there. I think you did help me think around it there. I don't think I'd have quite got there without a little assistance. Have a quick look at the games before I go into... no, I'll go straight into the pips and hopefully we can get through the easy before the ad break. Okay, so immediately I'm spotting that for geometry, we can't have 0, 5. We do have one that adds to 4. We don't have one that adds to 7. Not having one that adds to 7 means we have to have that, which, because we can't have that, we need this, which means that has to go there. I still need 5 here. So actually do this one very quickly. And we use the double 2. Also drag it for the 4. That was a very painless easy. We've only got a couple of minutes until the ad break, so I think I'm going to see if I can figure out the geometry for this one before we move on. Do we have anything here that adds to 10? I do not see any, which means we can't have a domino straight along here. Well, honestly, I was trying my best to get through that one quickly, because I can see that there's an ad break coming in a minute or two. Okay, so that has to go there. Do we have doubles? We only have the one. We don't have anything that adds to 10, so this can't go up. Okay, so there's a couple of ways the geometry can go. I only have one double, and fortunately it's not enough to be able to do everything. Okay, so let's have a quick look at here, see if we can add stuff together to be able to get to both 2 and 10. If we try it with blank, that means we need to use 2, so the blank can't be in there at least. Means it's going to have to be a 1, which we can't actually do. So the only way to do it is that we don't even have the 2 5 thermal. Well, I had something. So the only way we can actually get that 2 because of the border with 10 is actually going to be like that, I think, which gives us some more geometry. We don't have a total 10, so this is going to come out like this, and this. Okay. So I think we've got something to work with there. So we need 5 with something low to be over here. We can have 5 with anything there to make up the 10. Before I think on this a little harder. I think there's an ad break coming, so I'm going to stop so that you guys don't miss any of the puzzle before it starts. back from the ad break. We're in the middle of the medium New York Times hit. Okay, so I'm spotting something here that still isn't going to work properly. Need to get a double in here. Just trying to think the only, like, it's the only way we can do the fives. Like, 'cause that gets us the tens, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite get us everything else we need. So let's have another look. So we are going to have another look at geometry. I can't put a 10 across there. Like, there's no double 5, there isn't a 6-4. So that has to go like that. I can't be there. Can go into, it can't go into here. It's the stuff that we've got that adds to 5. Then something can flow out. But the thing, like, that's an easy trap to fall in. Oh, the one on the left. Yeah, it could be, but there's also a chance that on the top right, it could be that, because, like, I've already spotted that if we try to, it's probably, you are probably right. So if we try to do this, we can't make the 10, and the only other way to put the numbers in there is that, and that's too low. So yeah, that gives us this, but it doesn't give us much else with the geometry. Let's try and make this 2 here, actually. So we know that we can't use this domino at all. Or this one. Because if we do that, oh, we can use that one, actually. Yeah, we can use that one. But if we use it like that, that means we need to have a 2 here. The only way we can have 2, like this, and there, we've got to be careful how we use the 6-3. We need that like that. Would give us 5-4. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's the medium. If this is having oh lord, we might have a hard time with this one. Okay, so the first thing I want, you really did. You helped me like nail things down so I could get the geometry. Yeah, so 3 mark it up. So the way we're going to figure out our geometry here is, do we have a 1-3? Yes, we do. Fantastic. Exactly what I didn't want to see. We also have a 4-3 and a 4-1. So the givens are not being helpful. Do we have any that add to 10 directly? No, we don't have a single 6. So the 1-4 on the bottom left, really? But we've got plenty of places where the 1-4 can fit. I was looking at something else. Right, so the 10. Like, the 10 is what I was looking at. So I am going to have the 1-4 there, because we don't actually have a 6-4 or a 5-5. So that has to fit there. That means that's going to have to go here. Oh no, it doesn't mean that. It means that... It just means that there has to be a break in dominoes here. Alright, because we don't have anything that adds up to 10, there'd have to be a break here. Which gives us that. You guys have fun. Okay, so the 10-3, it's going to have to be 2 5s. I do have a 5-1, so it can come across here, and 5-3 there. So yeah, I'm going to have to use the 5-1 up here, because it can't go in there. If I use it here, I can't make it to 8. Well done, Sly Arrow. Still leaves us with a 4-1 that we can use there, and a 4-3 here. We'll get to that. Do I have a 5-3? I do. I think it might have to be like this. I do have a 5-0 that could potentially go here. What are you guys doing? You guys are going nuts. It's great. Okay, so if these are the assumptions I'm making, it's going to start leading into this sort of shape. With that, I don't have a 2-6 or a... I do have a 4-3, so that can go there. We'll leave that. I do have a 1-3 that can fit there. Don't have 4-4. I no longer have a 5-3, which means these will have to go across. I've got left with a 1. It can't be that. So that is actually the only way I can do that, which makes this a 5. Can have that as 5-0. No, I can't, because it has to be there. I've already used the 5-3, so I can't actually do this. Okay, so it looks like I've got to make some better assumptions about that top left corner. But for now, we'll have another look at these zeros. So the 0-3 is going to have to go in one of these two. Which means 0-3 can't be here. And if I can't have a domino going that way, that does mean that this has to be... I do have a 0-1 here. And I do have a 0-3 that can go here. And for now, let's... Like, that's going to have to be the 5-3 with that layout. Enjoy your food. This one's going to have to be the 5-1. So I think there's some assumptions I'm making that have to be correct. Duck Wizard taking the chance to try and catch up while he's gone. Okay, so that does still leave us with a 4-3 and a 4-1. So I'm unsure on how to continue that corner. Again, do I have any to add up to... Actually, me using that 5-3 means that I no longer have any to add to 8 on a single domino. Which only gives me certain geometry, it doesn't give me all of it. Okay, so that on them has to go there. That still gives me a bit of freedom for other stuff around here. Because this could be 2 verticals or a horizontal and then a weird shape out here. Do I still have a 5-0? I do not. So all like the 8s all have to contain 5s and 4s. Do I have a 0-3? I do. So 0-3 can go in either of these. Still have a 0-1 that could go here. Still have a 4-3 and a 4-1 for all of this. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I need to narrow this down another way. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places that I need to make 10 with 2. From there, I also have an additional 4. Wait, how many 3s do I have? Yeah, how many 5s and 3s do I have left? Because I need to match up. Because that's going to tell me something about matchups. So I've got 3 3s on the board. I've got 1, 2, 3 here. And that gives me a lot that I can't do. So 3s on the board means that I'm gonna run out of spaces to put 5s to be able to make the 8, so I'm gonna have to do the rest with 4s. But hang on, there's 1 more there, thankfully. That's 4 there. So we'll have a look at the 4s now. And there's 1 place on the board that I need it directly. I named a hype chest. Wow. Gonna have to see what that does. A frog wow emote. Wow. Something new for me. Okay, so well, no, let me in. So I've only got 1 stated for here, but 3 there and 4 down here. Let's mark. Okay. 3, 4. Blue. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We've got 3 8s. 3 3s. Single 4. Like, there is a logic here somewhere that I know I'm getting to. It's just a matter of actually getting. Right, so this can't be a 5-2. So what 5s am I left with? The only 5 I've got left is the 5-4 now. So that has to go there. Clear these extra bits off. Wish I had a variable size rubber. Or a razor before anyone gets rude. Okay. So that means this has to be a 4. I no longer have a 5-1. So this 4 is going to have to go there. Very careful how high I go with the numbers because I've got to put quite a few bits in here. If I've got the 4-1 there, that means this has to be the 4-3. Okay. I don't have a 0-0. That has to go there. I don't have a 4-1 left, so that's going to have to be 1 something and 4 something. I only have 2 4s left. 4 blank and 4-2. So either way, both of them are going to end up putting me here. So that's not actually too bad. So that leaves me with 8 that I need to put in here. With a 0 over here. So how am I going to do this? So I still need a 0 there and 2 zeros here. Oh no. I need 2 zeros here. I can't do it. Oh, I thought I was onto it there. Because I only have enough zeros for the spaces that are stated as zeros. Okay. Alright, let's take some of this back again. We're going to run it back one more time, guys. Maybe more. So the only other place that is there to be able to have a so that can't be 4-1 there because that's 4-1, which means this has to be 4-3 and that'll have to be the 4-1. Let's try it that way. Come on. Nope. Which means this has to be the 5-3. Which immediately falls over because we don't have a 5-3 for here. I think that's an assumption I made to try and get a bit further ahead anyway, so we just have to ignore that. I have a 1-3. Why have I decided that that can't be there? I can't remember. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. So that means this has to be a 5-0, which can't be because of this. Ah! Right. So that bit has to be right. I don't have a double 5 for either of these 10s to be on a single domino. Don't have any 6s for it to be 4 6s, which means it has to be 5s. So this 8 doesn't exist, which means this can't be a 1-3. So it has to be 1 something across there. I have 1 blank, which it can't be. So it can either be, it can't be 1-2. It can only be 1-3 or 1-4. That's right. This has to be a 4. 4-0. So we'll do that. I have a 3-0 for there. We have the 5-0, which means the 5's gonna need 5 something out of here. The 0. I'm gonna guess I need the 0-1 there, which means this has to be the 0-2. Oh no! Oh no! Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate your generosity. Okay, so we've only got 2 1s left to go. 1 has to go here and 1 has to go here. I do still have the 4-3, so I think that is going to have to go there. Which means the 1 is going to, both of the 1s are going to have to cut into, no, one of them is going to have to be here, cutting into the 5. The other goes towards the 8. For it to go towards the 8, it has to be 3. Oh, I think we're cooking here, guys. So I need a 5 here that goes into an 8, and it can't be the 5-2. So that gives us 6 here so far. I need a 5 there. Finally got there. We don't always get the victory on the difficult pits, so I'm always happy when it does happen. Oh, that's fantastic. Not only are you guys being generous, but also somehow I managed to get like the difficult pits as well. Very pleased with that. And that's happened just in time for us to go to a break before we have the daily chess puzzles. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. Making quite good progress with puzzles today. So we're going to be moving on to the chess daily puzzle now. Okay, triangular surprise. This very much sounds like a weaving the net problem. Weaving the net is the term for when you corral the enemy king into checkmate. Okay, so first thing I'm spotting is a check over here where the queen will be safe. And run the king out here. Similarly, if I move over here, safe and pushes the king into here. Oh, if I do that one, the king gets pushed to here, and I can then move the queen here where it's still safe, and there's actually nowhere for it to go. Yeah, because it's, I think it's called triangular surprise because it's the shape you drew with the movement and the lines for mate. I'm pretty happy with that one. I don't usually get the daily. So move on to more general chess puzzles. Put the daily. You guys can't see it on the tracker anymore. It's always on the daily that it gives me trouble. Yep. So, general chess puzzles, I don't usually find so bad. We'll go at least until I get the 3 for the daily solves, and we'll keep going a little longer if the streak goes well. Okay, so black to move, and we're looking for checkmate. Okay, so this one seems like it's as simple as just sliding the queen over, because the moment we do that, the king can't take us because it's protected by this pawn, and the only place it can go is out here, because this would be protected by the queen above it, and this escape route is cut off by our knight. Okay, so that's the first one done. Put the board back on the right tracker. White to move for mate. Okay. So there's a few things for me to take into account. Like, I can't just move down here and check, because that doesn't really lead to anything. Over here, it pushes the king up to there, but I can't see anything I can do. Oh. This one I'm struggling with. Yeah. Okay, so if it's not that, it's the only other check I can see. I'm just thinking of maybe just cutting off avenues. I think I'm going to need a hint for this one. It's not often that I need a hint this quickly. So it's definitely a queen. Right there. Queen can take me. Here. It's here, yeah. Because here the queen is still protected by the king cuts off avenues here, and the bishop does the rest of the work. Yeah. Ah, I'm not going to count that one as a win, but I'm not counting it as a loss because I still got there. White to move for mate. Okay, so it looks like we can just sneak in here to check because we're protected by the rook. And then we just do the same again. That's level 1 of this tier, not level 1 of this. Here is this. Tell me. No, it's not telling me what's here. But I have many puzzles solved over the last year or so. Right, white to move for mate. So black is pretty hemmed in here with his king. I'm running this way, so if I come down here, yeah, I think it's just that. Yeah. But not got an escape here because of the pawns, and can't escape back up top because of the other rook. Okay, so there's another win. From there, we'll carry on for a little bit, see how well we do with these puzzles before we move on to some of the daily or the telegraph's daily puzzles, I should say. White to move for mate. I think it involves moving the bishop here to fully cut off the king, and then we can move in. And then mate is inevitable. So at that point, most people would resign because they know the end is nigh. Okay, so this is an early game mate. I don't remember if it's Scholars or Fried Liver. Or Chopped Liver, I can't remember the name of it. I don't know many of it. Here, the only thing that can be done is the king's escape, and it is hemmed in by all its pieces. There's no way to... Okay, so this is another incoming mate. So I think, actually, this one is just sliding the bishop back 1. Because then the bishop itself can't be taken, it's safe. But at the same time, the knight is stopping any hit. So black to move to win material. Okay. So I have a sneaking suspicion this is where my streak ends. What I'm seeing is we can move queen over here. We get an early game check in, which doesn't really do much. But we'll also cut off their opportunity for castling. If we move the knight over here, we potentially sacrifice our own whilst winning theirs. And can we get a check on them? Get the bishop. So yeah. No? Okay. That's not it. Ah. Okay, so it's good. It's vulnerable to that. So this is the end of the streak. Yeah, thought so. Really? I don't know why. I'm really struggling with this one. Ah, there we go. Okay. That was very hard for me to see, that one. I'm not going to count that as a win. I didn't really get there on my own. After that, I think we'll move on to the telegraph. Again, there is a tracker built for the telegraph, but I'm not actually tracking it yet. Let's have a go at the sorted. Party leaders in alphabetical order. First ever leader's surname first leader's surname alphabetically, last leader's surname alphabetically. Ah, I see what it is. Current leader's surname alphabetically. Here to here. This is... That's Polanski, so P... F... It's Dharma. It does. Do that now? Alright. It's a labor, right? So. Okay. Probably this is barrage. So, okay, let's beat that. Bad knock, yes. I didn't know David. Songs with Dream in title by year they topped the UK singles charts. Oof. I think those two are in the right order. 3, 2, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like, that was... Guesswork. Richest UK residents. From richest to poorest. Duke of Westminster and the Grosvenor family, like, they're worth billions. Branson is also one of, which Pilgrim might be richer than. How's that? No, nothing in the right place. Okay, so that's... Okay, so... Really? Okay. So this really is like the creme de la creme. That was gonna have to be guesswork, unfortunately. Well, I'll have a look at the plus word. Cunning. Smart. Join or attach. No. Mark something in town. It's not Quain, is it? Ways of walking. Liquefy. I don't think melt. Pointless. easel. Okay, so I've got smart wrong because of 4 down. That's an anagram. Which means I just didn't get it right. I do really well at. I want that to be Excel. Let's see here. Cunning, smart, sly, guile, maybe. X. But I don't know who I'm chef, so I might have to Google that. So I'm gonna pull up another window and very quickly Google chef singer. Okay. So I think I was right with that Excel because this is Isaac. You're gonna have to look at 9 as well. I don't really watch much TV. Mark in town. Okay, so this is Mark Yield. Okay, so the reason, so this bit here as well as having the mini crossword, we also have a Wordle style. Put the green there, which makes this easy. So 4 down, still wrong. So I know Isaac and Steel are right, so... So what could the rest of them possibly be? Ways of walking. So that's a plural. Usually, a way of describing walking is your gait. So gates. Cunning. So that might have been guile. I just might not be right with how to spell it. I want to say milk, but that's not right because I had to Google that answer. Pinkness. That's an analogy. If that's an anagram, then this can't be right. Let's try again. Shaft singer. I know what I've done wrong. AA, not ACC. Could be Excel. to look up a few more. Let's see. So, cunning synonym. Like I might have been right with guile. Like liquefy is bothering. Liquefy is synonym. Oh, this is really not going well. I think that's synonym. I begin with you. But it's short term. I know that these. Guile is the only word for cunning I can think of that begins with a G. Gate. That looks right. Right, lease. Right, that's got to be right. Not going well for me, is it? That's it. I think I was right. On edge of these. Join, attach. I'm it. Yeah, I think A-double-N-X, so. Inane. Hence. There we go. Okay. Unset. Okay. Right. So we've got all of them. And the last thing we need to do is we know that the C is here thanks to that. And we also have the letters G. Use a better colour than black. I and L. Now we do not have a clue for the plus word. So yeah, I'm aware that that's incorrect. Putting things in. Don't like when it doesn't give me all of the letters. Okay, so I know that alright, so let's try a different approach. Let's try this a little bit more like Sudoku. We know that the G can be in here, here, and here. Like the L could be here, here, and here. Not be in these two. And the I could be here or here. Okay, so, and we also have the unknown, so here, 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 or here. Let's try the ones that we have for now. So that equals L, G, I. Oh, I'm very happy with this one. I stopped looking at it as words and looked at it as pure logic, and that. Oh, very happy with that. Mini crosswords. Have a look at the mini. See if I'm any good at that one. Next time, hobby, debtor's promissory note, and IOU. Location technology, GPS, radar, sonar. So it's radar and sonar. So they would both end up with R there. Yurt. Can't remember what goes there. It's either an R or a T. Exclamation upon finding a clue. Maybe. Aha! Cavalry animal. Horse. There we go. Okay, so because we've got the R there, that's a maybe dog, snake, or a feathery scarf. Yeah, I'm with you there. Remains. B-side. Remains. Bites. Relaxes. That's eases, isn't it? So that's yurts, because I forgot that most all usually clues that are pluralized, the answer is pluralized as well. That wasn't too bad there with the mini. Quite happy with that. I'm no good at the rest of the crosswords. It involves far too much knowledge for me. Struggle with the panagram. And I've already played enough Sudoku today. Not feeling up to cogs today. Happy with the plus word though. I think the plus word is going to enter the full rotation, even if we need to Google occasionally. But yeah, so I think that is where we'll call it with the puzzles for today. I'm a bit of a shorter one. It's been we've had a very up and down chat today, so not feeling. So I think that'll be where I call it. A little after 2 hours. It's around where I'd usually start to call it anyway. So hopefully those of you who could make it enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.